Hey everyone, I'd like to bring the City Council meeting May 2nd, 2024 to order, please. Please take your seats. Yes. Oh, is the third today or the second? Okay, sorry. Obviously, before I ask for special intentions, I want to obviously mention the Kenner police officers which were affected this past week in that shooting. It hits home with a lot of different people. My brother was a sheriff's deputy in Orleans. He was almost killed about 15 years ago, and I wasn't ever a police officer myself, but it's a hard job. They're on the front lines, and to see that, all of our hearts sank because the council and the administration, we love our police force, and we try to give them every tool and every monetary thing possible to make them the best police force in the area. And I know Chief Conley will thank a lot of different people, including Jefferson and some deputies from St. John from showing up, but I'm going to defer to you right now, Chief, if you want to say some, and you can talk about the technicalities, everything later, but just the intentions.
I wanted to thank everybody for the support. As you know, when we all first got in office, it was a list of equipment that we needed, as well as manpower, and I couldn't thank everybody enough Sunday. Those officers, every day they go out and they put their lives on the line, but, that SWAT team had to clear that house. This man was already responsible for shooting 3 innocent people. So it was an ambush, but because of the experience, the training, the leadership, and the equipment that those officers had, they were able to escape with minor injuries. The 3 officers that were shot were released later that night. But when you go back and you look at some of the videos and whatnot, everybody did what they were trained to do. The equipment, did what it was supposed to do. Everybody realizes the inherent danger of these jobs, of all these first responders. But it was just good to see that a lot of people say we were lucky. I think we were lucky, but we also relied on our training, leadership, and the equipment. The agencies, the responses we got from the state police, from all the surrounding areas, we had over 150 SWAT members on scene from everywhere from Baton Rouge to Slidell, including Hammond had a contingency coming down. So, law enforcement in this community is a tight-knit family and community, and, that's something that we can appreciate as a whole in this city, that, we're plugged in the sheriff's office, Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office. Sheriff Lopinto and I were talking earlier on that morning, and he sent his SWAT team, and they ended up taking over the scene due to our guys being out there since 9:30 in the morning and down 5 members. So, I want to thank Sheriff Lopinto and the state police who actually took over the SWAT scene. But, again, I can't thank the support of this council, this administration, and the community. We got calls and letters and emails and visits of support from citizens from Kenner and Jefferson Parish as well. So, it doesn't go unnoticed, and it's very much appreciated.
And I know I saw some people already starting meal trains from the family. I think the Kenner firefighters did that, and it's great to see that type of response.
Yeah, and it's important to note that these guys aren't getting punished or penalized for not going to work. It's just they're not able to work their details and overtime and things of that nature. So anything helps, those families.
Well, I hope they recover soon. I really do. And please keep us updated.
Yes, it would do. Okay. Thank you.
Council?
Yes,
Council Dunn?
This incident, as you all know, did happen in my district. And I thank the chief for, alerting us as to what was going on. I did go on the scene. I was there. Many of you know that I am a trained JPSO chaplain. So we understand, the issue of trying to make sure people are calm, and we keep our ears and eyes open, even though I'm not, I have anything to do with Kenner. But on the scene, it was very intense, and a lot of people kept coming and things of that nature. It just got more tense, to hear the gunfire. I was there when it was out, but unfortunately at the end I had to leave. But I do thank you, your officers, and trust me, there were police officers everywhere I mean, you know, but it's just one of those unfortunate things that happens. It's life, and it happens, and I really applaud you, you know, the way that you all handled that situation, so.
Well, thank you. You know, as far as, you know, our public notices and putting the information out, we were using the media, but we're not going to release information unless we have it verified and we're 100% sure.
Right.
You know, it's hard these days when you're dealing with real time, people Facebooking live and just putting rumors out there and trying to put the names of officers that weren't even correct in these posts. I just asked the community to rely on the city's social media platforms, the police department's platforms. Again, we're not going to put information out until it's verified it's 100% correct. But some of the rumors that were going on, and even today with the incident at Walmart, you know, there were certain posts that really exaggerated the situation. But, you know, just in the future, just, you know, keep monitoring, you know, our social media presence and the media, because, you know, we do media releases every 15 to 30 minutes as these kind of events go on. Hopefully we won't have any more, but, you know, just in case we do.
The council. Any other special intentions? Okay. Ms. D, I meant to text you earlier. Do you want to lead the prayer based on what happened in your district?
Sure.
Okay.
Let us bow our heads. Dear God and our Father, we thank you once again for this day, for all the blessings that you have restored upon us. God, you've kept our cities safe from many things that could have happened, dear God. We thank you for keeping our officers safe and for those that was on scene. I pray today, dear God, that you will continue to minister to our needs as we go forward to handle the business of this city. We pray for the residents of the city, dear God, that you would be with them. I pray for the mayor, the administration, the police chief, the fire chief, the council, and everyone that makes up Kenner. We just lift them up to you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I'd like to ask Councilman Brannigan to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Madam Clerk.
In accordance with Council Resolution Number B 14550, please be advised that all cellular telephones and other devices of this nature must be deactivated or silenced throughout the council meeting. We have a quorum this evening. Next up, we have correspondence, reports from the mayor, CAO, or department heads.
Mayor Glazer is absent tonight for another event, but Mark Glorioso wanted to come up and tell us some things about music in the park and some other things going on in Kenner during the mayor's segment, if that's okay. Mark, it's all yours.
Good evening. How are y'all doing? All right, good. Well, just wanted to tell y'all about what we got going on. We got a couple things happening this weekend. We start our movies and music in the park. It's an annual event we do every Friday and Saturday night in May, and it's right here in the backyard of Heritage Park. So from 6:30 to 9:30 is the music, and the movies will be approximately about 8 o'clock at sundown when it gets dark enough to start it. Also, starting for the first time this year, we have a new event coming to the planetarium. Well, it's a new show. It's the Taylor Swift Laser Show, and we have been getting an overwhelming response about this show. People are going crazy about it, you know, Taylor Swift, phenomenon. So this will be at 3 o'clock every Saturday, with the option of having a second showing at 4 o'clock. If we see we're going to sell out the 3 o'clock show, we will do a 4 o'clock showing as well. Also coming up in July, we're going to be doing a all-day deal with 13 hours of Taylor Swift. We'll show the laser show 13 hours in a row, and we'll have special events going around that along with 13 different stations of activities to take place. So just keep an eye on the calendar for things to come. We have a lot going on down here in Rivertown that people don't know about. So we hope y'all come out, and tomorrow night we got Ryan Foray and The Tradition kicking it off. Really good band if y'all haven't seen them. So come on out, have a good time and enjoy.
Thank you, Mr. Glorioso. We appreciate your presentation. We look forward to it. That's it for the mayor's segment. Madam Clerk?
Yes, sir. Next, under correspondence reports from the mayor, CAO, department heads, the administration has requested an executive session to be scheduled and placed on the May 2nd, 2024 council agenda after correspondence from the mayor, CAO, department heads concerning pending litigation status for the following matter. Item 1 is Sandy Matute versus the City of Kenner, the 24th Judicial Court, number 787-128, Division J.
Motion by Councilmember McKinney, seconded by Councilmember Brennan to adjourn its executive session. Councilmembers in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're in executive session. We'll be back in about 20 minutes. We're going to discuss a private legal matter. Meeting's not over. We'll be back in about 20, at most 25 minutes. I'd like to, this time to recall the meeting to order. Motion by Councilmember McKinney, seconded by Councilmember Brennan to reconvene. Councilmembers in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Do we have any resolutions, motions, or other items from the floor this evening? No. Seeing none, moving on to the consent agenda. Item 1 is approval of minutes, the regular council meeting of April 19, 2024. Item 2 is approval of alcoholic beverage permit applications. We have none. Item 3 is approval of bingo and public gathering applications. Item 3A is application number 2401-24 El Paso Mexican Grill to hold a public gathering on May 5, 2024 from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. for the purpose of a Cinco de Mayo celebration at 2305 West Esplanade Avenue, Suite L. Item 3B is application number 2403-24 Baja Nola Mexicajun LLC to hold a public gathering on May 5, 2024 from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. for the purpose of a Cinco de Mayo Baja Fest at 3826 Williams Boulevard. And that will conclude the consent agenda.
Motion by Councilmember McKinney, seconded by Councilmember Wilmot. Councilmembers in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Under the public appearance agenda, we have item 8, public hearings and final passage. Item 8A is a public hearing regarding summary ordinance number 13,534. An ordinance authorizing a public hearing to ratify amendments to the fiscal year 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2021 annual action plans of the Home Investment Partnership Program for the Community Development Department.
Motion by Councilmember Wilmot, seconded by Councilmember D. Dunn to open the public hearing. Councilors in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0.
Anyone in the audience wishing to address us while the public hearing is open on this matter? 8A. Don't see anybody. I think so. Is that to me,
Ms.
you
Shaw,
want to, I
is
think
that-
Ronnie has some questions for you. What's that? I don't think we do.
Do you have a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I just out of curiosity, what happened in 19 and 20?
19 and 20 is included in another project, so
Oh.
that's why we have that there. And this is simply, Councilwoman Dunn asked a question in the last meeting about, will we come back and let her know what the projects are? This is just ratifying that we are doing rental assistance with the funds from 16 to 20.
21.
Okay?
Yeah, I was just wondering, well,
Any more questions?
oh,
No.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Shaw. Appreciate it. Anyone else? Let's close the public hearing. Motion by Councilmember Wilmot, second by Councilmember Dunn to close the public hearing. Councilmembers in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0.
On the 8A motion itself, motion by Councilmember Wilmot, seconded by Councilmember Dunn to approve. Councilmembers in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 9 is ordinances for the sale, purchase, transfer, lease, and/or alienation of immovable property. Item 9A is a public hearing regarding summary ordinance number 13,521. An ordinance approving the sale of a 30-foot by 201.51-foot unimproved portion of the Duncan Street right-of-way between the Duncan Canal adjacent to Square 95, Kenner Orchid subdivision, and dedicating a 20-foot servitude to Jefferson Parish over the 42-inch water main that runs under this unimproved portion of Duncan Street, which right-of-way is owned by the city of Kenner.
Motion by Councilmember Schwartz, seconded by Councilmember Wilmot to open the public hearing. Councilmembers in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I do have a very brief presentation.
Okay.
This is the unimproved extension of Duncan Avenue, which is adjacent to the ball fields that are part of the Butch Dewey Playground. If you notice on the map that's up here, it's outlined roughly in red. It's like a 30 by 200 foot portion. And Pearson Trailer, who is the business that has been there for quite a long time, recently purchased the land that you see kind of odd shaped directly to the east of the Duncan right-of-way, at the edge of where the green area is, which is basically the playground. And the two parcels that front on 10th Street, Pearson purchased those from the city in 2018, I believe. He now is requesting to purchase the portion of Duncan that is undeveloped. Duncan is a developed street up till right where you see the right-of-way highlighted. He's going to use it to store additional materials and other things for his property. He is not going to develop the property. And as was in the caption, there is a 42-inch parish water line that runs under Duncan. And so he has agreed to place a 20-foot servitude on top of that in perpetuity. He also agreed not to do put any buildings or anything. He is free to pave the right-of-way if he would like. However, if there is a need for the parish to come in and access their water line under that portion of the right-of-way that he's buying, he will be completely responsible for putting everything back the way it was. The parish will not pay to repave or anything. He will be responsible for that as part of the sale.
Okay.
Put my glasses back on. The property was, Property was appraised at $22,700 by Wayne Sandoz. And the applicant has agreed to the price, and once he agreed to the servitude, no utility companies objected to the sale.
Okay.
That concludes presentation.
Okay. We do appreciate that. Any questions from the council?
Yeah, I have a question. Everything that you said about what he's agreeing to do, is that going to be written?
It's in the ordinance. I
It's
put
already-
in the
It's
ordinance
in the ordinance,
specifically
okay.
sections that require the 20-foot servitude.
Okay,
And yeah, so that's on the survey. That's going to be recorded as part of so it's an official servitude over that water line of 20 feet. He can't build on it. He could build on it,
yeah.
but the parish could just tear it down if they had to get to their water line, and he'd be out of luck. But he's not going to build on it. He's going to use it to store. He might, he might have a container or something on it or on a portion of it, but he just wants it for his maneuverability on that portion of the property. Because he repairs trailers, and I think most people are familiar. The Pearson trailer's been around for a very long time.
Okay.
Councilman Schwartz.
Thank you, Council President. Colleagues, I ask you to please vote for this. Mr. Pearson there, if he stores anything there, it will be portable. Anything that be easily moved, trailers, buildings, anything like that, nothing that'll be on a slab or anything like that. So
No.
I ask that you please go ahead and pass this.
Councilman Wilmot.
Yeah, I'd just like to make a comment that you do have the documentation that I believe is necessary in order for this transaction to occur, which includes the survey as well as the appraisal. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I include I don't include the full appraisal when I send the case packet to the Planning Commission, because the full appraisals on these properties are 30 to 40 pages. And so I just include the 3 or 4 most critical that describes how the appraisal was done, the price, and the date. Send that to the Planning Commission. But when I send it to the council, I do send the entire appraisal package. So you get the whole appraisal. You can read the entire thing if you want.
Director Dufour, thank you so much for the explanation. It was great, as always. Anybody else in the audience wishing to address us on this matter before we close the public hearing? Seeing none, motion by Councilman Romont, seconded by Councilman Redund to close the public hearing. Councilors in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say nay.
Point of clarification, Mr. Chairman. Your motion's Councilmember Sharwood, seconded by Councilmember Wilmot to close. You will call on your motion.
My mistake, I read the area in front of 9, so it was actually Councilman Schwartz, seconded by Councilman Wilmot.
To close.
Yes, Schwartz to close, seconded by Councilman Wilmot to close the public hearing.
Motion passes 7-0.
On the actual agenda item, motion by Councilmember Schwartz, seconded by Councilman Wilmot to approve. Councilmembers in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 10 is opening of bids. We have none. Item 11 is reclassification of zoning for final passage. We have none. Item 12 is other ordinances for final passage. We have none. Item 13 is resolutions and motions by council members. Item 13A is a resolution calling a public hearing on May 17, 2024, to determine whether the structures located at 400 Farrar Avenue, Kenner, Louisiana, shall be abated by repair, rehabilitation, demolition, or removal.
Motion by Councilmember Dunn, seconded by Councilmember Schwartz. Anyone wishing to speak on 13A? Seeing none, council members in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 13B is a resolution authorizing a settlement in the lawsuit entitled Sandy Matute versus the City of Kenner et al., number 787-128, Division J.
Motion by Councilmember Lahat, seconded by Councilmember Brannigan. Is there anyone wishing to speak on 13B? Seeing none, councilors in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 14 is items removed from the consent agenda. We have none. Item 15 is acceptance of contracts and similar matters approved by the mayor. Item 15A is summary ordinance number 13,522, an ordinance approving amendment number 3 to the agreement with Meyer Engineers LTD to provide damage and structural assessments to city building impacted by Hurricane Ida, increasing the not-to-exceed amount by $250,000 for a total not-to-exceed amount of $780,000 and extending the term through June 30th, 2026 for the mayor's office.
Motion by Councilmember Brannigan, seconded by Councilmember Lahat. Anyone wishing to speak on 15A? See you at the podium, Mr. Al Morella.
Al Morella, 4260 East Loyola Drive, 5th District, 52 years. Now, I see this is probably increasing because you're going to extend it 2 years. And please correct me if I'm wrong. And the original amount was $530,000. Am I correct on those 2 issues?
Ms. Herron?
Yes, the original amount was $530,000. We've spent $509,000, and you're correct. We're extending the term. There's additional work that'll need to be done as we, move closer to repairing all the buildings. So that additional $250,000 is for that. It's an hourly basis contract.
Thank you, Liz. Anybody got any comments, any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Morella. Anybody else? Seeing none, councilors in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 15B is summary ordinance number 13,523, an ordinance authorizing the use of the state of Louisiana contract number 44000026744 with Dell Marketing LP to purchase software on an as-needed basis in an amount not to exceed $100,000 annually.
Motion by Councilmember McKinney, seconded by Councilmember Brannigan. Anyone wishing to speak on 15B? Seeing none, councilors in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 15C is summary ordinance number 13,524, an ordinance approving amendment number 10 to the agreement with ASM Global, formerly known as SMG, for management services for the Pontchartrain Convention and Civic Center to extend the agreement through June 30th, 2025.
Motion by Councilmember Lahat, seconded by Councilmember Brennan, excuse me. Anyone wishing to speak on 15C? Seeing none, councilors in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 15D is summary ordinance number 13,525, an ordinance approving a cooperative endeavor agreement between the City of Kenner and the Parish of Jefferson to provide for development and administration of the Laketown Improvement District.
Motion by Councilmember Lahat, seconded by Councilmember McKinney. Anyone wishing to speak on 15D? As a reminder, this was, Arita came to the meeting, last meeting, explained this about the amphitheater in Laketown, the improvements we're going to do out there. That was that whole presentation, which was on first reading, so we're actually voting on it tonight. Obviously, full force, full speed ahead with this. Implore all the council members to please vote for this. I think it's a great deal. I think Arita Bohannon is doing a great job in District 4 with Jefferson, and we really look forward to this moving. Anyone else wishing to speak? Okay, I think we're good to go. Councilors in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 15E is summary ordinance number 13,526. An ordinance approving amendment number 1 to the agreement with Design Engineering Incorporated dated September 1st, 2023 for Power Boulevard median improvements, West Esplanade Avenue to Vintage Drive, state project number H.011779, federal project number H.011779, City of Kenner project number 2014-001B-CIP, adjusting/increasing the fee for professional services associated with construction contract administration, construction engineering, and inspection and testing as need be for the Department of Public Works.
Motion by Councilmember Lahat, seconded by Councilmember Schwartz. Anyone wishing to speak on 15E? All right. Councilmember Wilmot?
Yes, Mr. Gonzalez, if you can give us an explanation.
This is construction engineering work being performed on an hourly basis. The extra work, which is $160,000, is all to be performed on an hourly basis, and it had to do with the need to perform a traffic study to realign the multi-use paths, also design-related services associated with the multi-use path realignment, also additional work on the account that the contractor is working in excess of 40 hours out there, so we need to pay the consultant overtime for all the time that the contractor is working out there, for the miscellaneous item. The $160,000 increase is just an increase. The work is going to be performed on an hourly basis, so we just want to pay for work performed.
This is a federal and state project, but this construction.
Is all federal, local money.
Okay, this portion,
However, this work is all 100% local money.
thank you, that's what I wanted to know, thank you. That's all.
Councilwoman McKinney?
Yes, I just have a question. How much has been spent on this contract so far?
I won't have that number with me, but I can get it.
I can answer. 232,000 has been spent so far of the 275.
Okay, thank you.
All right, anybody else? Councilors in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 15F is summary ordinance number 13,527. An ordinance ratifying the emergency replacement of the 10-horsepower tsunami sub-pump at the south plant was pump number 2 by Advanced Industrial Products Incorporated in the amount of $6,775.12 for the Department of Wastewater.
Got a motion by Councilmember Brennan, seconded by Councilmember Brannigan. Anyone wishing to speak on 15F? Seeing none, councilors in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 15G is summary ordinance number 13,528. An ordinance ratifying the emergency replacement of the drive gate automation operator at the wastewater treatment plant by Amco Fence Company in the amount of $6,670 for the wastewater department.
Motion by Councilmember Dunn, second by Councilmember Wilmot. Anyone wishing to speak on 15G? Seeing none, councilors in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 15H is summary ordinance number 13,529. An ordinance approving an agreement with Moons Towing Service Incorporated for sludge hauling services in an amount not to exceed $400,000 annually for the wastewater department.
Got a motion by Councilmember Dunn, second by Councilmember Schwartz. Anyone wishing to speak on 15H? Councilwoman McKinney.
Yes, I know that we had a previous contract with Moons. Is this just an extension of the contract, or is this just a brand-new contract?
It's being written as a brand-new contract, but it would be a renewal, basically. It's just a service agreement. We're going to do a new term.
Okay, and how much did?
They've only spent $51,000 this year, so.
Okay, so this is over. Okay, okay, thank you.
Councilman Brannigan.
In this contract, we're only paying for what they haul, correct? Okay. Because I know there were guarantees before, and if they hauled 5 and we guaranteed 10, we were paying for 5 that never got hauled. So this is just based on how many are hauled.
Right, well, this contract it's $24 per ton of sludge that they haul at the landfill. It's weighed at the landfill. Also, it has trailer rentals, because the sludge trailers that we have at the plant are from, 3 of them are from the 1980s, and there's a rental fee for that, and they're also going to do repairs on the sludge trailers.
Okay.
So if there's any issues with the sludge trailers, they will perform the repairs at hourly rates.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Councilman Wilmot.
Thank you. And my question, I guess, is, this one's for 400, not to exceed 400,000. What was it last year?
The same, 400.
Okay. Thank you. That's all I want to know. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Seeing none, councilors in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 15I is summary ordinance number 13,530, an ordinance authorizing the purchase of emergency police equipment from Vehicle Parts and Equipment Company Incorporated in an amount not to exceed $39,896 for the Kenner Police Department.
Motion by Councilmember Brennan, seconded by Councilmember McKinney. Anyone wishing to speak on 15I? Seeing none, councilors in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 15J is summary ordinance number 13,531, an ordinance approving a professional services agreement with Meyer Engineers LTD regarding a Veterans Boulevard shared use path, pedestrian and bicycle, along the south side of Veterans Boulevard between Richland Street and Williams Boulevard, state project number H.015796, federal aid project number H.015796, and an amount not to exceed $505,861 for the Department of Public Works.
Motion by Councilmember Schwartz, seconded by Councilmember Dunn. Anyone wishing to speak on 15J? Councilman Brannigan.
Is this a split project with the city?
This is a brand new project. The city had applied for federal funding to construct a multi-use path along the south side of Beck, similar to what is being built on our boulevard right now.
Okay.
Multi-use path for bicyclists and pedestrians, with lighting and some amount of landscaping. The city applied for federal funding, was fortunate enough to receive federal funds in the amount of 85% of the construction. The city's going to have to come up with a 15% local match. The city's also going to have to come up with 100% of design-related services, and that's what this agreement is all about.
Okay. That sounds like a great deal.
Yes.
Thank you, Jose.
And Mr. Gonzalez, the 505,000, is that our portion or is that the total project?
No, that's local money.
That's local money, okay.
Yeah, but that's going to be spread over probably 2, 3, maybe even 4 years.
Okay.
It's design and some construction engineering related services. We don't need to come up with that money right away. But as far as the construction, which has been estimated to be like $4.6 million, the city's only going to have to come up with 15% of that amount. The feds are going to pick up 85%.
Got it. Okay. Thank you so much.
It's a good deal.
Anyone else? Seeing none, councilors in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 15K is summary ordinance number 13,532. An ordinance approving amendment number 1 to the agreement with Risk Tree Service LLC to furnish and install Natchez crepe myrtle trees, increasing the not-to-exceed amount by $4,000 for a total not-to-exceed amount of $12,453 for the Field Services Department.
Got a motion by Councilmember Brannigan, seconded by Councilmember Brennan. Is there anyone wishing to speak on 15K? Councilman Brannigan.
Yes, we have put out about 40 crepe myrtle trees in a short between 6 and 10, and so I don't think we're going to use all of this, but I know that I needed at least 6 more to complete the project. That's why this is on here.
Councilwoman McKinney?
Yes, thank you, Council President. I'm just, I guess my inquiry is, why do we keep putting up crepe myrtle trees?
Because I'm trying to achieve the look of Veterans Boulevard between Chappelle High School and Home Depot with the crepe myrtles lined up every 17 feet. And hopefully, before y'all are reading about me in the paper, basically, we'll see these mature trees.
Okay.
They're between the Duncan Canal and right now, Canes Relay's entrance.
Okay, thank you.
And
I just don't like crepe myrtles. They pick up, less trees that have less flowers, but, palm trees, Thank you.
cool. Anyone else? All right, councilors in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 15L is summary ordinance number 13,533. An ordinance authorizing the Kenner Police Department to utilize State of Louisiana contract number 4400022391 with Quadient Leasing USA Incorporated for the lease of a postal meter and related equipment/accessories in an amount not to exceed $4,000 annually.
Motion by Councilmember Brannigan, second by Councilmember Wilmot. Anyone wishing to speak on 15L? Seeing none, councilors in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed, say nay.
Seeing none, motion passes 7-0. Item 16 is ordinances and resolutions in summary for first reading. Item 16A is an ordinance adopting the operating budget for the City of Kenner for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2024 and ending June 30th, 2025. Item 16B is an ordinance accepting the quote received from Precision Transmission Exchange for parts and labor in the amount of $6,679.45 for the Department of Code Enforcement. Item 16C is an ordinance authorizing the acceptance of a private donation for the purchase of a new exhibit from Science Kinetics, a sole source provider for the Rivertown Science Center. Item 16D is an ordinance authorizing the utilization of Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office contract number 24-JAN-1001 with Vinson Uniforms Incorporated to purchase uniforms on an as-needed basis in an amount not to exceed $50,000 for the life of the agreement for the Kenner Police Department. Item 16E is an ordinance approving an Astro System Advanced Package and Nice Gold Package Service Agreement with Motorola Solutions in an amount not to exceed $57,422.63 for the Kenner Police Department. Item 16F is an ordinance accepting the lowest responsive bid received from Semsco Incorporated to supply frames and grates on an as-needed basis in accordance with sealed bid number 24-6824 in an amount not to exceed $30,000 annually for the Public Works Department. Item 16G is an ordinance accepting the lowest responsive bid received from Johnson Controls Fire Division to furnish and install fire alarm beam detectors at the Pontchartrain Convention and Civic Center in accordance with sealed bid number 24-6826 in an amount not to exceed $32,470.68 for the General Services Department. Item 16H is an ordinance accepting the lowest responsive bid received from Technical Services Group Incorporated to furnish and install speaker system upgrade at the Pontchartrain Convention and Civic Center in accordance with sealed bid number 24-6822 in an amount not to exceed $151,804 for the General Services Department. Item 16I is an ordinance accepting the lowest responsive bid received from BSN Sports LLC to supply shirts, hats, visors, and screen printing in accordance with sealed bid number 24-6823 in an amount not to exceed $20,000 for the Parks and Recreation Department. Item 16J is an ordinance approving the group life insurance policy and rates for group life insurance and AD&D coverage for the City of Kenner employees, retirees, dependents for the fiscal years July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2026 with the Standard Insurance Company. And item 16K is an ordinance approving the health insurance policy and rates for health insurance coverage for the City of Kenner employees, retirees, dependents for the fiscal year July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025 with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana. Item 16L is an ordinance amending ordinance number 11,062 adopted March 17, 2016 by the City of Kenner, Louisiana, entitled Unified Development Code of the City of Kenner, Louisiana, more particularly amending sections 5.03 definitions to add a definition for food truck parks, and amending section 6.10 Subpart B, Subpart 3, conditional uses in C2 commercial to add food truck parks as a conditional use. Item 16M is an ordinance amending the Kenner Code of Ordinances, Appendix A, Unified Development Code, Article 11, Section 11.04, permanent signs, and to provide for related matters. Item 16N is an ordinance repealing ordinance number 10,170 and amending the City of Kenner Code of Ordinances by adding sections to revise volume rate and minimum charge fees for all sewer user accounts. Item 16O is an ordinance ratifying the policy and rates for commercial property insurance for the city of Kenner for the policy year June 1st, 2024 through May 31st, 2025. Item 16M is an ordinance approving a cooperative endeavor agreement with the parish of Jefferson to provide for the development of the Williams Boulevard corridor within the Lake Town Improvement District. Item 16Q is an ordinance authorizing amendment number 1 to the 2023-2024 Annual Action Plan of the Community Development Block Grant CDBG program for the Community Development Department. Item 17 is reports from the council and our special committees.
Councilman Brannigan.
I know we have a lot of stuff going on in the city of Kenner this weekend, and I hope everyone gets out and enjoys everything. But there's a major deal happening Saturday. Teresa's birthday is Saturday, and we have the 3 o'clock Taylor Swift laser show and 8 o'clock Wonka movie for her to in her honor for her birthday. Glad you made 29, babe.
We love you, Teresa. Anybody else? I just want to say congratulations to the Archbishop Chappelle Chipmunk softball team. They won state last week. They play out of Butch Dewey in Kenner through the CA agreements we have with them. Beautiful field. I'm going to try to get them to actually come to the next meeting, take a picture with us, and do something like Arita did yesterday. So I hope to have them here next meeting. Congratulations to the Chipmunks, state champions. For Division Select 1A LHSAA. Anybody else? Madam Clerk?
Yes, item 18 is new business. We have none. Item 19 is unfinished business and motions to reconsider or remove from a tabled position. We have none. Item 20 is persons wishing to address the council on special subject matters.
Mr. Al Morella?
Al Morella, 4260 East Loyola Drive, 5th District, 52 years. I also want to reiterate what Councilman Lahat said before the meeting. I want to extend my prayers to the families of those 3 Kenner police officers that was ambushed. Also, I got a special mention. We had 9 police officers shot in North Carolina. 3 of them were killed instantly, and one of the 5 was had just died. So that's a total of 4. We have an assault going on throughout the country on law enforcement. And I got some statistics. Over a 9-year period, okay, there was 500 and something. Actually, there was 2,326, but not all of them were from gunfire. A lot of other different things, okay? But 2,326, 500 and something was shot, died from shooting, and 193 female officers had died from other things other than gunfire. But it was 100 and something women, female officers that was killed also over a 9-year period. So far, in 2024, we've had 54 officers, male officers killed from gunfire, and 1 female killed from gunfire. 3 canine service dogs killed from gunfire. Okay. We just had a judgeship. First of all, let me just say this. Our whole judiciary on every level of our government, from the local level to the state level to the federal level, is nothing but a joke. These courts is turned into circuses, and most of these judges are the clowns who preside over the circus. We just had a judgeship race settled Saturday. Less than 10% put a judge on a bench in the 24th Judicial Court. Less than 10% of the registered voters. My precinct, 13 hours, 71 people had voted with an hour left to the polls closed. As far as law enforcement is concerned, they had people in that neighborhood that seen what was going on in that house. They aided and abetted that psycho. And people that aid and abet that kind of stuff in our city or anywhere in this country ought to be locked up for the rest of their life and never see the light of day again. You want to stop all of this? That didn't have to happen with our officers. If somebody would have picked up the telephone and made that call.
Mr. Morella, thank you so much, and I appreciate your passion, but your time has expired.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming tonight.
Anybody got any comments, any questions? Nope. Get involved, people. Help law enforcement.
Thank you. Next
Thank
up,
you.
we have Mr. Wendy Whitsett. Sorry about that. Thanks for coming tonight, and you have 3 minutes.
Okay. First of all, what I wanted to say, it was already answered. But I still have some concerns about gathering permits. Can you explain to me what is and what you need about a gathering permit?
What did you say, George? Name and address? Yeah, and I'm sorry, where's your address? Where do you live? What district?
920 Taylor Street, Kenner, Louisiana.
Okay. And we asked you to ask all your questions. If you have a bunch of questions, go ahead and ask them all so we can try to address them.
Well, that's one of you answered them all already, except for that particular one.
Okay, so that's the only.
I'm concerned
okay.
about the gathering permits and what it consists of and who needs one for what.
Okay. So, gathering permits, Deputy Valerie, do you want to? I don't know if Natalie does that more than you do.
She does a lot of it, but code enforcement, it all starts with them. But I believe that you spoke with Natalie a few times, or have you, Wendy?
No, I never talked to him.
Okay. If you want, I can sit and talk to you after the meeting if you'd like.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming tonight. Seeing no one else, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Thank you.